Hello. Welcome in, Mac, Darren, Day, Al. Happy Monday, everyone. Backwards long jump for 2 hours, and then falls asleep on stream. Great entertainer he is. Gosh, Hudson hasn't streamed in ages. Cover letter. There's the Jabba the Hutt cover letter. Right? Jabba the Hutt cover letter. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's on Tumblr. Yeah, the Star Wars template. Polite greeting, self-introduction, establish credentials, explain how you learned of the opportunity, establish purpose, show what you can bring to the organization. Simple. I have been working on a new feature that is going to be a major part of the game, really. Like, one of the biggest parts. I mean, no, I'm not gonna qualify that. It's the most important feature in the game. So check it out. I've still got a lot of the test stuff in place, but the point still stands. So, yeah, we need doodads. So the idea is now we have a dedicated spin button. But what this is this is going to be like you can smack an enemy as you're entering combat to get some kind of benefit. You know, your first strike. But also, there will be, throughout the game, gear-coded things that you can interact with. Welcome in, Elemental. It's going well. Well, thank you. All right, so check it. You latch on with that spin, and then you tap left and right, and that causes some sort of effect in the world. So then, ignore the triplanar texturing that's going on there. That's gonna be like the main overworld mechanic, like outside of battles. That's gonna be like the main thing that we're doing. Ignore the snail. Don't worry about him. He's fine. So that's gonna be like the major like puzzle solving mechanic. Also, don't mind the snail in the background, just dropping off screen there. He's fine. So there's a few things to work on to really get this working. I haven't found a good solution on a better way of doing the texturing here. I don't think I want to have a separate texture resource for every single instance of these blocks. I want the scale of the textures to match each other, and triplanar is the easiest way to do that now, but when we do that, you wind up in this case where the texture slides when you have a moving element, and I don't really want that. But yeah, so this is going to be things like, okay, you got to position this platform here, and now you can get across. Oh, but that also moved this thing. So you got to figure out, oh, well, how do I get across then? Ah, there's this other gear over here that controls this. And if I rotate this and then move this here, now I can get across and get through. That's the idea. That's going to be like the main exploration mechanic is these little puzzle rooms. It's going to be really baby puzzles. It's like nothing serious. I'm not expecting a lot of different interacting elements. But we can also leverage this same system to make regular old moving platforms and the like. Like, it could feed into the same thing. So yeah, that's the idea. That's our plan. That's what we're working on. So first off is, I guess I don't really need the little block, this guy right here, the thing that shows. Yeah, there we go. No translucent block needed. So the other thing about this is I've got lots of different flags on these that I can turn on and off. One is like an automatic revert, so that I can tell it like, okay, when you let go of it, have it go back to some value. And I gotta figure out how exactly the reverting is gonna work. Yeah, we got movie bops. Controllable movie bops. And you can control it from the other side too. Now, currently, it will not move you with it. That's on the to-do list for maybe tonight, if we can make it happen. That'd be really cool. And also this. Now, the way that these are actually set up is really interesting, and I want to talk about that briefly. Yeah, the little back gear. You kind of latch in and then spin it with your gear. So the way that these work is that each of these gears here, all I have to do is give them an animation. And animations can actually apply to anything in wherever. And so I can tell it, okay, this gear actually applies to this grassy block over here, and causes it to move from here to here to here. And that lets me do very complex things and stack on additional things. Like I could say, okay, this gear affects this and also this other thing over here. You know, it like pops this one out but pulls this one in, kind of thing. So that'll be really cool. I'm really excited to see what we can come up with that mechanic, because it's very straightforward. It's easy to wrap our heads around, and I think we'll be able to do some really cool stuff with it. So we're gonna need a few things for that. One thing is let's take the idea of a rotating thingamabopper. You know, like let's take this right here. Yeah, sure, that works. Okay. So let's say we've got one of these kind of things going on here. It's like, okay, that's great. Let's first off, let's slow that one down. Rotation scale 1. Does that slow it down significantly? Oh wait, that only affects the gear itself. Okay. So it's not that. It's we need to upgrade this script a little bit more. It doesn't do everything we need yet. Rotation speed. Yeah, that's it right there. Currently we are using the rotation scale, but that's only affecting the visible rotation. Let's actually have a few of these. Visible rotation scale and actual rotation scale. Visible rotation scale will affect this. Actual rotation scale will affect this. Okay. So now, when we head over here, we can tell it rotation scale much smaller, like 1/10 as fast. There we go. That's much more reasonable. Now I can still speed it up pretty good. We'll probably introduce some kind of max, you know, some kind of speed cap on that. So let's go even less. There you go. So you could do something like that, and hey, now I have a bridge. Yay, wee! But wouldn't it be nice if it kind of corrected itself to line up with these exact 90-degree spots, you know? Like, and then you let go and it kind of settles into place very quickly. Like, imagine an elevator block that can go to multiple floors. You don't want to have to, like, nudge it in just right to the right spot. It would be great if you get it close enough and then it kind of corrects itself and wobbles into the right spot. You know, like a golf ball. It's just, it gets close enough to the hole and then it falls into place and then it sticks there. I want that, but I don't know how to make that yet. But I do know what that implies is a sort of, here we go, a location it is trying to revert to within the animation. So this example here, this one right here, this block as a test case, what it does is it goes up diagonal and then up diagonal the other way. The midpoint is right there at its leftmost point. So that's what we're gonna try and move towards. So it's gonna revert to that. So you can see that it does get there. There we go. So the question is, do we want it to kind of overshoot a bit and kind of wobble around it? Or do we want it to, just click there, really snap, just. What do we want it to do? Do we tween it? Maybe we tween it. We could tween it. Currently, I'm lerping it. I'm a lerper here. Right here. Yeah, need to improve, give it some swing. So right here, if you are not currently connected to the gear, to this specific gear, then we try to revert to some value. And the way it does that right now is it just kind of slides in, and it is faster when it is farther away. So it starts kind of fast and then it slides to a stop. And I don't think we want that. I don't think we really want that. Let's see here. Give me the Godot tween. Yeah, this is the one. This is what I want. The Godot tweening cheat sheet. So let's see here. I believe default is purple, maybe? Let's see here. What is the default easing? Ease in out, which is purple. So purple is default. So I think lerp would be closest to this quart graph here. This one right here. Maybe even the cubic or something. But it's not great. What I want is it to kind of go up too far and wiggle a bit. Maybe elastic ease out. Not bounce. Let's try changing it to a tween and then make it elastic. I think that is our best bet here. And we need to make sure we kill the tween when we reattach. Okay. So let's see here. If we have a tween, then tween right here. And if we attach, which would be player manager exists and player manager dot gear spinner equals stuff. So it'll be the else on this as if we are attached. Okay. Kill the revert if it exists at this point. That's a tween. I know I've been using the term tween a lot in these streams without adequately explaining what it does. It is basically just a way of, it's a fire and forget sort of message to the engine to say, hey, over the next X number of seconds, change this property into this other value. So like, if I've got a block, I can do anything with it. I can say, over the next 2 seconds, gradually move that block to this location. Or over the next half second, gradually move it to this rotation. Or gradually make it transparent. Anything like that. And then I can also tell it, when that is done, do this other tween, or even when that is done, call this function, or delete this sprite, or any sort of thing like that. Okay, so if we are reverting, and we don't already have a revert tween, then we are going to set up a revert tween. Let's see here. The format is that. Ooh. Okay. We can do that. I think we can get away with saying self.progress. Move it to the revert value over the course of 0.4 seconds. And also set the transition type to, we said, elastic ease out, I think. Let's see. Now, what about transition type? But also this. Okay, we have an ease type as well. Set ease. Okay, set ease. Okay, it might be ease out. We're gonna try that. Let's see if this works. Okay, it's up there, but it's not reverting. I think because this already exists. Oh, because we need to delete the tween. We need to tell it to actually get to free it. So we need a callback. Which we're gonna just say revert tween equals null. When it's done, delete it. And also, same thing on this. Kill it and set the local property to null. Okay, that does latch in there pretty well. It doesn't feel super elastic yet. increase the time on that? Let's see if we can actually... Oh, there we go. There we go. That's it. That's it. Oing, 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 oing. Oh, that's pretty nice. Boing, oing, oing. Is that what we want? Like... All right, hang on. Idea. Set this to something really high. 20 seconds. I think that looks all right. Like, my main point is, could I do something like, oh, I gotta lower it and then hurry, hurry, hurry to get over there. You know what? We can actually set that to a property that we can control. Let's try that on this other one. Let's say it reverts to 0. So when I spin it, now see, this is at 180. And now it's at 360. Ooh. Okay, the looping ones we need to... The ones that loop around radially, we need to think about that a bit better. Yeah, we could, I think, reasonably say, make it take longer, but maybe 2 seconds might be a good default value. So let's add a, let's export a value for, revert time. Default 2 seconds for now. Okay. Maybe even, you know what? Maybe we actually also want, a revert mode. Godot export list, pick list, exported properties. What I'm looking for is have a set of options that I can pick from. Export bit flags. Okay. That's close. Export enum. Let's try that. Export enum. Okay. Export enum. And you can choose between elastic and linear. And we're calling that revert type. Okay, yeah, that gives us, yeah, all right, that's great. That gives us a drop down. Oh, and what was that? What did I see? Category? Ooh. All right, we're gonna try this. For category, revert oh wait, that's not how it works. Revert behavior, and let's see what that looks like over here when that happens. It gives us a little, yeah, that's great. That puts it on a nice little category that we can see easily. Okay, revert behavior looks good. Looks good. Okay, so now we have to actually read that. If revert type equals 0, do one thing. Yoshis. Yoshis and Boshis. Elastic or linear. Oh, wait. I see, I see. This. And then choose linear, and we don't have to change easing, because I'm pretty sure linear is just linear. Yeah, that looks good. Let's see what that looks like. If I say that this rotating one is linear over 10 seconds. It should very consistently spin back into location. But, oh yeah, look at that. Now, we don't go with it yet. And it should just stop. Yep, perfect. So that's going to be useful for things like a sort of time delay platform. Like, okay, you got to spin it up to like move it, and then go, run. You got to interact with it somehow, do something. You know what's really interesting? Once we get moving on top of platforms working, we can put one of these things on a platform. We'll keep that in mind. I need to make sure that I lock its rotation, though. Yeah, that's something to remember. Like the gears somehow always are facing the camera. They don't bend, because that would really throw off the animation stuff. We can deal with that in a bit. All right, so this looks a lot better. Get rid of that to do. Okay, then I think the next thing that we want to do, looping. Hey, King Boo. We want to make it so that when it reverts to 0, for instance, it considers, well, that's a bad example, but 360 degrees, like right here, it's spun 360 degrees, it should consider that to be equal to 0. Instead of saying, oops, gotta unwind all the way around. No, that's 0. Trust me. So how do we do that? Let's see here. That is a good question. How do we determine which way to go? Okay, I think what we need to do is this revert value that we've been talking about right here. You know, what value do we revert to? 0, 5, 10, halfway. This needs to be changed slightly, because we're not just reverting to a value. I think we'll have specific values. Let's see here. Is there a way to do an array? Yes, there is. Let's see here. So instead of having a specific value, we can have multiple values. So let's call this revert values. And this is an array of float, which by default is just 0. You know what? By default, it's 0 or 1. That's the default values from now on. Okay. Now, how do we make that work? We have to pick what the actual... All right, so we're reverting right here. This is our one-time call where we revert to a certain spin. So for now, we're just going to say, just take the first value out of the list. That's what value we're reverting to. So, and it reverts back down to 0. It reverts back down to 0. Perfect. But now what we want to do is say revert to whichever one is actually closest to our current value. And account for looping. That's a big one. Let's see here. Var min distance. Start with some random sentinel value 9999. For revert val in revert values. For each of our revert values, how far away are we? Well, we are absolute value. Sorry, is that a... Why do we have a special absolute value F? Why does regular absolute value not work on... Oh, it does. Okay. Oh, for better type safety, apparently. All right. That's fair enough. I'll play with that. F. I was about to say that, Al. I feel so dumb. Why was I about to say that? Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. All right, the distance away is that. If the distance to this particular value is less than the minimum distance we've seen so far, then that is our current revert value, and we should be looking at that one instead. There we go. Okay, that should work for the linear one right off the bat. Like this. Boop. Hey, it's stuck at 1. Bring it down. Oh, geez. Why is it so slidey? Did it? It might have redefaulted some things. Let's see. Why is that one so slidey? Oh, rotation scale's back way, way up. Bring it down. Okay, slide it in right here, and then it goes down. Slide it in and let go right above the midpoint, and it goes up. Just like that. Just like that. How incredible. Similarly, if I get this more than halfway around, yep, then it's going that way. Heck yeah. Okay. Now we got to deal with looping. Because this one, test gear 2, we actually want a different set of loop values, not just 0 and 1. We want 0.25, 0.5, and 0.75. Technically, I guess we also want 1. I don't know if we need that or not. Let's leave it that way for now. And so that will let us do like this, so that it locks into that. Let's speed that one up. Let's speed that revert up, and let's make it elastic and take 1 second. Nope, 2. 2 seems to be a good number for that. That seems like that was... I'm sorry, what is going on there? That seems very linear. Why does that seem so linear? Very curious. It says that's elastic. In fact, it's still saying it is. Why is it still doing? Oh, I know why it's still doing it. When I let go... Okay, I only want it to do this revert if it's not already at its revert value. Okay, if it's not currently at the revert value, then yeah. That looks really linear. 20 seconds? It's doing it, but it's doing it... Let me try this. That looks pretty linear. I don't know. I don't like that. Why is it doing that? And it just snaps. It just snaps into place. Okay, it's definitely calling the correct function. But it, gosh, it sure looks a lot better on this one. Yeah, that kind of eases in at the end. Let's do this. On this one, add a revert value for 0.5. So it can snap into the middle there. Well, that doesn't look very elastic anymore. Not like it used to. It's just easing in. Why? It's probably not the clamping. Oh, it might be the displayed progress? That would be weird, but maybe. I could do just a quick little, just temporarily. Progress and displayed progress, I've got those set a little bit separately. Oh, so see, that didn't look good. Oh, that was super linear. Okay, well, now, yeah, that's just hidden all of it. Okay, so what's happening? Why is progress changing so linearly? Minigame, not moons. A minigame not based on power moons? Unbelievable. So this is tweening the progress. We set the transition type to elastic. That has been confirmed working. I think I could do just a quick test. Tween killed versus tween done. 800 of them coming up. Okay, that's just ending normally. Progress is being clamped. That shouldn't be a problem. It is going from a 0 to 1 scale from beginning to end. Like, I could see the displayed progress thing being a little bit weird. but I'm not sold on that being the problem. Rotation speed should be set to 0, and it shouldn't change after that. Like, it's decaying to 0 anyway. So that shouldn't be affecting anything. We're not doing any spins on it at that point. Rotation speed is set to 0 after disconnecting. We are disconnected. This just isn't looking like I expect it to. Yeah, that's not elastic anymore. What did I just change? Just to be sure, this shouldn't be the case anyway. I'm just sliding in. Always a ring. Speed it up. No. All right, race music, getting a bit much. Moles. Displayed progress. Oh, I know it. I got it. Do you? Max onto something. The Moo Rig. I think the Moon Ring was like some kind of buff when light level was low. And I usually did not run in the dark. Ambushes are lethal in that game. The Mood Ring. Just temporary. I mean, not even temporarily. This one should be indicated that that's an iterator. It picks the correct value, so that no problems there. It feels like it's something in here, but I don't know how that could be the case. It just slides in very gently. That's super linear. All right, hang on. Let's try this. Let's try 0.5 to make sure that the clamping isn't ruining this in some way. No, it doesn't even swing out. All right, gonna try something dumb here. Gonna try something pretty dumb. Commit code changes. Close. Reopen. It better not be this. It better not be this. Check the Moo Rig. No. Okay. Now we start Googling. Godot. Elastic tween acting linear. What even do you check? Tween is linear instead of ease. Hang on, maybe. I use tweening to do this smoothly, but for some reason, ease in out isn't working. It's completely static and linear. Oh, they didn't set a transition type. They only set the easing. I think that's the problem there. Yeah, they didn't set it to anything. Is it about the order that I'm setting the easing? Or anything like that? What if I just don't set easing? No. What if I set the transition type to something completely different? Eh? Didn't think of that, did ya? Let's try bounce. Didn't think of that. No, it's still sliding in perfectly linearly. It's all right. I'm actually going to just set this as. Oh no! Just in case, but no, nothing. That's not it. It's not doing the linear one. It's just not respecting the transition property that I am giving it for some reason. What is as relative? Oh, okay, I do know what as relative would be. Set ease. Godot tween ease. I mean, this is a great little GIF showing the differences between what they do. Yeah, elastic ease out is what I want. Now, if I could just figure out how to make it happen. Ba-ba-bum-bum-bum. All right, you know what? Let's do something really crazy. Let's move these gears around a little bit. Let's move these gears around a little bit. Do it. Show me these gears moving. There they go. Great. Cool. Show me them moving up less. Okay, that seemed kind of soft. Okay, that was definitely elastic. 100% elastic. You can't convince me otherwise. Okay, so the transitions themselves are working. So what is this? All right. Do that and then just delete yourself. How about that? Right. Maybe that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. No, it should be set to 0.5, right? Yeah, progress is set to 0.5. So it's by default jumping to itself. Oh, because this is what actually changes all this. All right, can I just delete this and this, this, and change this to progress? That is super linear. Nothing else is changing it, right? Hang on. Let's keep going down this thread of just deleting code until it works. Print. Take it out. All right. So it creates the tween, and then the tween is done. So it does this code once. It's setting it to elastic, as it should be, with the correct easing. And then that's the only code, really. Yeah, it runs this code once. It doesn't run this code, we've confirmed. So all it's doing is setting the animation player progress. All right, let's look. Duper jump scare. Can't believe you forgot. You knew. Everyone knew. Okay. Like this is roughly even the whole way down. I hope so. 222 333 000 888 done. What do you call transport? That's worth a shot. Please. Okay. Yeah, let's work off the assumption that the reason something is going wrong is specifically because of the transition itself. What if we... Okay. You know what? Actually, that's a really good point. Because most of the times that I see setting transition, it's all done in a one-liner. What does tween property return anyway? Returns a property tweener. Words are made up, but some words are more made up than others. Okay, thank you for the E. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's a misunderstanding about how the chaining works. Tavo got it in one there. The chaining. So this is a common way that some systems are set up, and it's really cool that you can do this. I think one good example is Link. LINQ in I mean it's in several different languages, but C# is what I use it the most in. And it's basically that you can have a list and then you can call one of these queries on it, like, you know, give me all the records that are greater than 5. And that doesn't return the array. That returns an object that you can then query again and again and again without incurring significant performance dips. And then at the very end, you can call one last function to actually read the values, and that executes the query. So the idea here is that setting the transition on a tween is like, no, I'm still not sure on why. Set trans and then the trans property order. Like, why does that matter? Hey, Hudson. I'll say hello to you as we pass in the road. Okay. We don't have to understand why. We just have to understand that it is. Hello and goodbye. The example they give is the one that I've been copy pasting a lot right here. And notably, it does it all in one line. It does it all in one line here. It calls tween property first, and then it calls the set transition. But apparently, as we've just learned, if you want to do it on 2 lines, you don't do it like this. You have to do it setting the transition first. That's surprising. It makes sense, but that's a fun little gotcha. Okay, we can delete that, we can delete that, we can delete that. Right, that is part of that. Hey? Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Boing. Are we good? Boing, boingo, boing. I think we're good. I think that fixed that. Thank you, Tavo. Before we go any further, thank yous are in order. All right, so then that should mean that now this guy should, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. But notice that it can't go to this last one. And the reason is because of the looping. If we're looping, we need to do something different on calculating the distance. What do we need to do differently? Well, if the distance is greater than halfway on a looping, we can take the difference from 1, and that is the actual distance. So if looping and distance is greater than 0.5, then the distance is actually 1.0 minus the distance. Now that's good for some of the looping. That should get us, so there's 50%, there's 75%, and there's, okay, it did lock in and say, 0 is the correct amount, but there was a quicker way to get to 0. That is tricky. That is tricky. Yeah. Progress. Does that get automatically... No. Progress does not store the looping bit here. So we would want to do... subtract this to get the observed distance. So 0.99 is observed 0.01 away, and that will correctly lock it in to the proper distance and say, ah, that is the correct value. But the actual revert value will be logged as 0 in this case instead of 1, or 2, or 3. We could be 3 loops around at this point. We could be 3 loops around at this point. Actually, at this point, it is safe to fmod around. I think. I hope. Now that only gets us. That still leaves us at a possible edge case of being at 95% around a full loop. We want to latch on to that initial location of 0, and it thinks it's got to go all the way back around to do it. So actual revert value in this case is a little different. I guess we could say that revert value does this as well in this case. Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, 25%, boing, 50%, boing, 75%, perfect, and 100. Huh. Neat. That is the... I did not expect that at all. Okay. All right, let's have it print the actual value it is chosen to revert to. And let's make sure we can see that. Okay. Should see 25. Yep. Spin around, spin around, spin around. 75. Yep. And then choose 0.923, huh? And why exactly did you land on that? Oh, I'm dummy. All right, all right. It's true. Sometimes I am dumb. There it is. Locked in. Locked in. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's a working loop around. And it is handling these edge cases like a champ. Oh my gosh, I think we got it. Whew. All right. Oh, yes, that is big. We can do so much with that. We can do so many cool little puzzles with that. Like, oh my gosh. Here, let's make one. Let's make a cool little puzzle. Let's move this over here. Let's get rid of this one entirely. Yeah, let's do this. Scale this up. Full height. Move this right here. Yep, yep, yep. And then... don't need a reset animation on this. Not sure where you got that idea. All right, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. We're gonna hack out a quick little, not even a puzzle per se. just like that. Uh-huh. Perfect, and that affects... I guess we could move that into the test gear itself, just to make it easier to duplicate. Animation player works with... Oh, dear. Well, I mean, that's great, but not what I wanted. Alright, move this over here. Set that as our initial animation play. And move it up to here-ish. Sure. Duplicate. Move over. Duplicate. Move over. Cool. That's great. That's great. This one... Why do these keep getting reset animations? I don't understand what's happening with that. That's very strange to me. I'm not doing that. I'm not making those. Stop automatically making a reset animation. Okay, now then. Does that work? Like, without doing anything else? Oh, gosh, it works. So all I would need to do at this point is just... Yeah, actually, even easier. Change the resets to be 0, 0.5, 1. With an elastic reset. Duplicate. Play. It's like, oh, I got this puzzle. How do I get up? How do I get up? Oh my gosh, it's a real confusing puzzle. Really confusing puzzle. Oh, well, you get it. You get what I meant. Can't actually get it to line up, but the idea is there. You get it. You get it. Right, right. There we go. Look how easy that is. Oh my gosh, I can make it up now. Wow. I made a puzzle. Wow. Okay. Now here's the real thing. Here's the real thing that's going to throw things for a loop. All right. We're going to throw things for a loop here. Allow this one to go up much higher for now. Secondly, test gear is now a child of Grassy Block. Can you see where this is going? Can you see where this is going? I cannot see where it's going because it's not going at all. Because animation player is, I don't know, not, yeah, it's not linked. Root node goes to E. Wait, that should actually work. Right? Well, easy enough to fix. Oh, see? You see what I'm going for here? You see what I'm going for here? Oh, you can disconnect. I gotta watch out for that. Because right now, moving platforms don't actually work. Yeah, you see? You see what we got going on there? You are the control mechanism. It was you all along. Okay, see, you can do some really neat stuff with that. Oh man, Dupu, if you're just now getting in, we've made puzzles, we've made rotating platforms, it all works. This new system is legitimate. But there is a problem with it. So for this one here, the problem is horizontal movement. Bye. Moving platforms don't work in this game yet. We haven't actually programmed those. So right now, the box moves without you. Why there are random gears scattered throughout the land? Okay. Well, actually, in some places, yes, there will be a good reason. In other places, they will not be actual gears. They will be other things that are silly, a little whimsical at times, but are very obviously meant to evoke the idea of a gear. Imagine, for instance, a very, obvious six-petaled flower in the middle of a field. It's like, I wonder if I can use my gear on that. And then you'll try it, and then something fun will happen when you spin it. Now, there are some areas in the game that are decidedly heavy gear mechanisms every which way, and there is a plot important reason for that. But in a lot of other places, it's just going to be, hey, an old wagon wheel. Why don't you go take a look, huh? Why don't you see what happens when you spin it? I want to make it kind of fun, a little whimsy, where you see something and you're like, oh, I got to see what that's going to do. I feel like as much as I rag on Origami King for its combat or lack thereof of a decent combat system, I really admire how the areas, the exploration, really makes you want to just shake everything. Like, oh, I'm gonna hit that with my hammer and see what happens. What are we working on? I'm making Thousand Year Door, but better, because it's mine that I'm making, and that's how you know it's better. I'm a huge old school Paper Mario fan. I love the combat where everything's very small numbers. And I feel like we don't get as much of that anymore with the series. And so I'm building my own game, and it's going to be good. At least that's the plan. So far, combat is working. We've got combat working. We've had it working for a while. It's been refined a little bit. There's some systems that definitely need some fleshing out. Status effects are technically functional, but there's not many of them. There's bad animations. And now we're working on more overworld stuff. Specifically, one of the ways that you're going to interact with the world is through spinning things. And so now we need to make it so that moving platforms can actually let you stand on them. Boing. Oh, that's a satisfying boing. Thank you. We've been working on this for, actually not that long. On the Discord, it showed early July is when we actually started coding. Yeah, we didn't actually work on any real art until mid-July. That was when we got the characters actually drawn up. Yeah, about a month so far. Now, admittedly, I've been planning this in my head for a long, long time. And even before I've been actually putting things on paper, any regulars here can tell you I've been talking about wanting to make a Thousand Year Door style, kind of Bug Fables style RPG for years. All right, moving platforms. Really, Al, you didn't know that? That's weird. That's interesting. That's interesting. Never came up. Never came up ever. Huh. Let's see here. What can we get away with in Godot? Does character body have anything that we can use for... Oh, moving platform. I mean, this looks great. Oh. Ooh. I know why that's not going to be working. Ah ha 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 ha. Yep. Okay, I think I see a problem here. Let me confirm, but let's just say that when this gear goes, temporarily take that dot velocity equals vector 3 dot right. Oh yeah. I want to aim for a long game. Like current script, there's some wiggle room, but I'm wanting to do something roughly 8 chapters long. Yeah, it was, and there's one particular part of the old Paper Marios that I really liked. I don't remember if 64 had this. I don't think it did. Thousand Year Door had an optional section called the Pit of 100 Trials. And it was just 100 fights back to back with limited chances to heal or gain new resources. I want to expand on that into a whole sort of side mode of the game. It's completely separate, completely optional, and make it... I want to go kind of in the route of a roguelike. Well, roguelite. In that you don't know what enemies you're going to face. It's not the same every time. And it's really just going to test how long you can last. It's not going to be this, oh yes, there's something at the bottom of this. It's no, you're just seeing how far you can go. I mean, obviously with certain milestones that you're trying to achieve, but I think it'd be really interesting to see how far people can get, especially if we dynamically ramp up the damage and health of monsters as you get to certain thresholds. This is not working because... why? Oh, because it thinks it's a node 3. Just trust me, it's character body. Dude, just trust me. You gotta believe me. You gotta believe me. It's a character body. Oh, it's not a character body. It's a... Oh, it is in fact just a node with no physics. Uh-oh. Okay. Wait, can we... No, not really. Ooh, this just got tricky. All right. Huh. Animatable. Oh, yeah. Animatable body. That's the one we want. All right, that's what we're going to work with. Okay, so the player is completely flat, but he is actually made up of pieces. They are in a sub-viewport that makes sure everything stays flat. But they are 2D sprites. They They are 2D sprites. Let's actually move one around a little bit. Boy, that does not... Yeah, that's barely visible. But, yeah, they're 2D individual sprites. But they are all in a viewport, and I take this texture that is created, and I slap that onto a Sprite 3D. The reason that I do that, I've got a good reason for that. There's something kind of funky about just using layered Sprite 3Ds, which was my original method, in that at certain angles, you get some weird stuff with semi-transparent pixels. And the best solution I found was just throw them all as 2D sprites in a viewport and then slap that on as the texture of a 3D sprite. So they've got just very simple little animations, but every part kind of moves individually on its own, which is really nice. Whoa. Block. Jump. Yeah, you get it. There's really just the player, which has just a little bit of extra physics going on and a slightly different hitbox. And then my other actors I have are basically the same setup of just a series of 2D sprites. Oh, yes, the gear does spin. I've actually got that on a separate animation just to keep things simpler. Spin. There we go. And some of the animations explicitly do that. Whoa. Whoa. And actually, in game, we now have the ability to like latch onto gears and spin them, but so that's manual control of the gear, but that needs a little work. So yeah, that's the general idea. It's a work in progress, but we're getting there. A halo that shines and goes up and down. Ah, gotcha, yeah. Yeah. Quick and dirty animation player is fine. You just say, hey, I want to move the position of this object, and then you can just insert a couple of keyframes, and you can either drag and then insert, or you can just insert a couple and set them manually over in the inspector on the side. Works fine. All right, I've never used animatable body before. What do we need for this? Collision shape, huh? Okay. Give it a box. All right. Can I just... This is a dumb idea, I'm sure. There's no doubt in my mind that this is a terrible idea, but... Let's try to do something terrible here. All right, what else? What else? What else do you have a problem with? Non-uniform scale. Ah, yes, yes. Okay, there you go. Okay. Dang it. Everything's all wonky now. It's fine. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. It'll be great. Okay. So this dumb idea I have right here. Oh gosh, the gear. What have I done to my gear? Oh, I've made a terrible mistake. Oh no. Alright, whatever. It's probably fine. Okay. Oh. Well. Something happened there. Something happened there. Oh. Right. Right. Okay. Move that out of here. Completely out. Come on. Out of there. Animatable body. Collision shape is squarular. Squarular. Give it a mesh to match. Box, please. That doesn't look good. All right, whose transform is screwed up here? Who's messing with my transform? You. There we go. Well, now look what you've gone and done, box mesh. All right. Collision. All right. You know what? You know what? Start again. Animatable body, right there in the middle. Add to it a collision shape of just a box. Nothing fancy. Also add a mesh instance of a box. Nothing else. Grab that. Make a script even. No, wait. No. That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. Let's just use... No, detach the script. Get rid of this. Where I don't even know where that went. There it is. Great. Get rid of that. Right. Awful. Okay, fine. We'll add a script to it. Temporarily attach a script. Wait, does this have a property that I can just edit directly? It does. Okay. 0.5. Okay, why isn't it? It's not actually moving though, is it? Is it? Birch planks. Is the stream crashing? Is it? It looks okay on my end. Bitrate chart doesn't show anything weird. Animatable body. Oh, is it because it's embedded in the ground? Uh-oh. Here, let's move it up a bit. No, let's not move it up. Let's move it over here. Okay, it's still not actually moving, notably. Why? Why isn't it moving, though? Star Fox Adventures. Why is this not actually moving? Or is it moving and I... No, it's moving. Well, it's not moving. It just looks like it's moving. No, no, that's the problem. It's not actually moving, but it has velocity. It was called Star Fox Adventures even. Well, there you go. Official name. Huh. Alright. Godot, explain. Animatable body 3D. Not moving. Let's see here. Dinosaur Lilats, perfect. Like, I would expect this thing to move. Right? Animatable body? I'm doing a little bit of Googling here. Do I need to physically tell this to move? Do I need to give it a script to tell it to move according to its velocity? I might. Oh no. All right, let's try it. Move and collide. According to your velocity. According to your constant linear velocity. Oh no. Nope, there it goes. Maybe, well, that's not quite there. This is so dumb. Huh. Admittedly, that should be in physics process, but well, maybe that matters. Let's try this. No, it's still shoving me off here. Like, I shouldn't have to. All right, explain. A 3D physics body that can't be moved by external forces, only moved manually. It affects other bodies in its path. Great. Wait, is it because of this? Like, what if I do... What if I do... Vector 3 dot right... Ah. So having that constant linear velocity. Okay, interesting. Okay, also notable. Player. Motion mode. Floor. Moving platform. On leave. Yeah, add velocity. I'm not feeling the oh, it's because I don't do that. There's no inertia in this. Velocity. My velocity does not work that way yet. It could. We could change it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we just hard set the velocity immediately. We could inherit if player provides a direction, then do that. Otherwise, set it to, move it towards 0. I could instead say player.velocity.x. We could lerp it to 0 with a kind of one of these. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it gives us a little slidiness. And that should mean that when I jump, yeah, for just a little bit, it carries. We could actually wrap that with a if is on. No, what is it? If is on floor is grounded. What do we call that? What do we call that? If I was on floor. Oh, that's not oh, you're right. That's yeah, there we go. It's in the character body. Nope. Booster tower? Heck yeah. Yeah, there we go. That maintains velocity. So we could get extra speed. Okay, so that's doable. We're not going to do it right now, but that's something to keep in mind, that if we wanted to have some kind of weird little physics puzzle where you have to speed up a platform and then get on it and jump off to go really far, that's doable. Everyone loves momentum puzzles. They're the best. Okay, so that's what's going on there. All right, so this I hate. So this means we can't just add a block. We can do a hyper. We should add hypers. I know what word it is. Okay, Dupu does too. Okay, so this means we almost need a specific, like, moving platform script thing. Not a huge fan of that, but it makes sense. And there's nothing that says that, like, could all of these blocks be animatable? So very close. Like, grassy block is just a node with a static body. So I wonder... See, that's a mesh instance with a static body under it. What if we had some code that determined if it was being... It's preset. There you go. 54. If you lock something away, keep the key. Nothing should be locked away forever, so hold on to your keys. You will eventually return and unlock everything you hid away. Zote is so wise. Is Zote gonna be in Silksong? Could Zote be in Silksong? Canonically, he came from somewhere else. I don't think he specified where, but he came from somewhere. And it could be the setting of Silksong. I'm just saying. I've got a guess. Okay, so to fill us in on what's going on here. In the world, we've got these blocks, but they are static. They have no physics. They are just edges to be solid, and that's it. If they move around, pen pals for Switch, oh my gosh. That would be an awful decision. Now, if this game shapes up, then maybe we could get it on Switch 2. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Don't hold your breath, but it's such a cute game. It's fine. Pen Pals remastered. Everything has bloom. And it's brown and gritty. And there's guns. Pen Pals is now a looter shooter. So static bodies can be moved around while the game is running, but they only really push. They can push things because, oh my gosh, there's a wall, but they don't. If I stand on top of it, it's as though I'm just standing on solid ground, and if the ground starts to slide away, it's not bringing me with it. There's no code that says that happens. There's an object, the animatable body. The animatable body. It can also have a block in it. Average Goob, welcome in! Shout out to Average Goob. Judging by the spinning Godot icon, I've got a feeling you were doing some game dev. Welcome in, Goob, and the Goobsters. The Goobsters. No raid message! Yeah! String.empty! I love it. No, it's good. Oh, welcome in, Raiders. Thank you for coming in. Of course, if you've been streaming for a while and you need to catch a break for a bit, totally understand. Let's see. Okay, working on a Pirate Jam game entry. First ever Godot game. Nice. I am having a decent experience with Godot so far. I've been able to cobble together a couple of fun little learning projects before diving into something that I'm really hitching my wagon on for the next. This is probably going to be my project for the next like 2 years or something. This is going to be a big one. Polishing for a month, feel like it's coming along. Nice. That's an exciting feeling when you really start to see some progress on stuff. 2 years. That's a conservative estimate. It's not going to be my first time doing a long project. I've done a couple different games that have been upwards of a year's work. Every once in a while, I land on an idea that I'm like, I would have a lot of fun making this. Whether or not people want to play it, I really want to make it. So you guys are getting this game, whether you like it or not. Chronic Game Jammer, nice. I've done some little stuff. I haven't done a lot of jams. I did Ludum Dare like almost 10 years ago, one time. But for a while, I did a lot of very fast, like couple days, couple weeks kind of projects. Yeah. I get it though. It's hopping between projects can be a lot of fun because there's a lot of excitement about just kind of soaking in the idea for a bit and trying to think of what could you do with this. This specific project, I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do. It's a specific niche that I want to well, it's not even an empty niche, it's just I wish there were more games like this, and I'm gonna throw one more on the pile. 25 of your games, okay, well there you go, yeah. I've probably got somewhere around that many games, but they were just like weird little side projects just to learn something. They weren't specific to a game jam or a theme. Goose, there's Goose. GQ, thank you for showing us Goose. Have you seen this cat? Well, now I have. So let's see. Let me scroll back up. Let's see. First, okay, so this is your first ever Godot game, or at least Godot jam game. What have you worked on before? You've been doing Unity, custom. What do you got? I want to hear about your dev journey while we figure out this dumb stuff. Game Maker. Okay, okay. That can be a good one. There's a lot you can do with it. Personally, I've done a handful of projects in Unity. One that actually went anywhere. This Paper Mario, it is! I'm working on Paper Mario. It's like, I am just making Paper Mario. That is my project. Went to college for game design, UDK RPG Maker. Okay, gotcha. The first engine I actually ever used was one called the Scrolling Game Development Kit. It was made by just one guy. A fairly small community popped up around it, because it was powerful enough in the time of like 2005, 2006 is when I was using it. Actually, that was when Scrolling Game Development Kit 2 was coming out. But that's where I actually learned a lot of actual programming, and started moving into software development as a career. Actually switched majors while working on building video games in SGDK. I think that it's gotta still be out there. It was good, hearty software. It did what you needed. But it was limited. It is my art. I'm solidly a dev artist. Not an act. It's Frogio. He's a placeholder. He's not going to be an actual partner. The robot is the main character. Pro Gamer Art. Thank you, Al. Dabble here is the main character. He's a robot. The frogs are actually the villagers from the first town that you're going to go to. And the pigs are Goombas. They're just straight up Goombas. We're all programmer artists. It's fine. It is. No, it's hilarious. I've got one game on Steam, and I made the art for that, and yet I still went out of my way to make a separate little bonus level that was just the programmer art, which was still like both the good art and the bad art were both my art, but I made sure to clarify this is the bad art. Oh, I don't have a Steam command, but Dabble is not on Steam, and it will not be. The Steam game is called Pen Pals, which apparently is releasing in just -9 months. Released December 1st. I did make it. It's a Suika game, but with different levels. So it's like, instead of just, swapping out art, it actually changes physics up in different levels, which I thought was a fun twist on the concept. And I was not the only one, because about the time I released it, there were, when I first started working on the project, I checked Steam to see how many similar games there were to a Suika game, and there weren't that many. By the time I had released it, though, there were a lot. I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that decided to try this. There were so many. It was like, I was like, oh, hey, this would be a great learning project for now that I'm learning real engines like Unity. No, Fighter Flightless is never happening. I'm sorry, GQ. GQ's still a little salty about that. Yeah, it was. We did a lot of fun little things. Like, actually, can I just pull up? Do I even have it ready to play? I do. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Oh, hang on. Impromptu portfolio? Yeah, that was a fun one to learn. Was like dynamically creating meshes in Unity. Unity was a little bit different to learn, but once I got the hang of it, it made a lot of sense. I'm actually having trouble adapting back to engines like Godot. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate you bringing everybody over. It's always fun to talk to people. Get you some lurk rest in. See, now this is the level that doesn't look very crazy until you play it. I'm gonna see if there was another one that was really weird. Oh gosh. All right, this is the cursed level. This is the level that's like ridiculously cursed. It's the level where I'm gonna try not to get matches for a bit, just to show what the dumb idea here is. Everything is sticky. So if you don't get a match, the elements just stick to each other and get really wobbly, and it's cursed. That's all there is to it. It's weird and jiggly. I don't even remember how I managed to make that happen. But yeah, it was some fun stuff. Was there anything else that was good? Oh. Nobody likes this level except me. It's a level that is a live chart that displays how many of each animal there are on screen at the time. And the chart is actually like a physics object that pushes things around. So as you are playing the level, the ground is like shifting back and forth, and that shakes everything up on the top. And I think that's such a weird, cursed idea. There you go. I didn't go out of the way beyond organic, just community advertisement. Like, the only people I went out of my way to tell about this were people that I were already in the circles with. Like, at the time, my streams were mostly video games. Like playing video games, getting involved with lots of different communities. Google Circles, that's the one. And so it was just word of mouth. There was nothing else. And I wasn't really trying to get a financial success in this. It was mostly just I wanted to have a project to learn kind of how Steam publishing works, all the hurdles, what to watch out for. And it was actually pretty enlightening to have a game that was specifically targeted. Yeah, I tweeted about it to people that I already knew, and I put it on my personal Discord full of people that I already know. But I did glean some important information from that was very eye-opening. Because again, this is a game that the only people I was expecting to have copies of this were people I already knew and maybe friends of friends. However, you get immediately, like, once you have a game on Steam. Oh, that's true. Simple Flips liked the music. That was so weird. I hope that man is asleep right now. He's been awake for 5 days. The really weird thing was that as soon as it got published, actually I guess leading up to the publishing of it, of release, I got a ton of emails from people. They're like, "Hey, I happened upon your game and I really like the style of it, and I'd like a copy for my stream to show it off to people." The Hovercat. I got like 100 of those emails. And at first I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And I'd actually do some due diligence. Like, I gotta check this person out. Let me see. And find out like, okay, they haven't streamed in 3 years. So I don't think they actually want to stream my game. Interesting. And then I'd get another one and be like, oh, they actually do stream. And then I'd check their business email. I'm like, wait a second. The email I received this from does not match the name of the person who this is. And it's also a very obvious, like, character swap. The Hovercat. She really liked it. And there was one. Hang on, I'm gonna pull this up. Because I thought it was so kind of gross, really. Let's see. Where's my? Oh, I gotta switch to. Hang on, I gotta switch to Chrome. There we go. Gotta switch to my business account. Yeah, just watch for that. Tons of things. Here's the thing. Steam has a curator system. The curator system, which can still be gamed, but it is a way of directly giving keys through Steam that cannot be resold. Like, you don't give them a key. You give them a copy directly through Steam. And that works really well. Technically, people can still sell the accounts. That is a thing, is that people load up an account with lots of curator copies and then they just sell entire accounts, but it's less likely. If someone says no to a curator copy and then they make up some reason about why that won't work for them, you can just ignore it. It's like, okay, you don't actually want to. Like, you don't really have to respond to all the hundreds of people that are requesting things. I got people from Keymailer messaging me like, hey, I want to tell you about Keymailer. You need it. Like, why do you have my email now? Help. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. All right, I'm gonna on main, I'm gonna say exactly what company this was. Infernozilla. They are a real company. They are like a social community management marketing company. And I was like, there's no way you're actually attaching your name to this email, because I know what game I made. Because I made it, and I know how many people have played it. Not long ago, I came across your game Pen Pals. It is phenomenal, and it captivated me. Anyway, that made me want to reach out to you. And it auto-completed to Infernozilla scam. Yeah, and I think it's because of this email. It's like, if you put in a lot of work on a game, like for instance 2 years of work on a game, and then you get this email, I'm sure you would be like, oh, someone really appreciated what I did. But I spent a month on this game tops, and I know it is not captivating. Except it did captivate Hovercat, I suppose. But it was like, all right, it's like, okay, I know the appeal of like community management and that kind of stuff. Is there more? Oh, and then it's like, my name is such and such, I'm the owner. We're managing games such as this. They're not huge names. Escape from Tarkov is the only one that I'm like, okay, that's like, that has some publicity to it. We are making significant impact. The results have been astounding. Now, I would love to do the same for Dabbleworks as well. That's the game company name. Our typical clients are indie studios with fantastic projects such as yours. Are you around this week to discuss this more? Hey, Willow. They were overeager. It was like, it just really skews me out that it's like such a it's an automated email. It's like they didn't even look at my game, and they sent me this email that says it's phenomenal, it captivated me. It's like, that is really patronizing. Like, if you are using like casting a huge wide net with automated emails like that, that's fine. but not like that. Found his way home. I owe it all to pen pals. I don't know if there were any more of those kinds of emails. Like there were a handful of like, hey, we do business with indie devs. Oh no, there was one. Let me tell you another story. Let me tell you guys another story. This one was great. Let me see if I can find it. Oh gosh. No, not that. Oh, here's another common scam. Steam Key Checker. A totally legitimate program that you just paste in all your Steam keys and we'll let you know if they've been claimed or not. Trust us. See, the problem is Steam does not actually offer an API to determine if a key has been taken or not. Yeah, that's like, whoa, they went for it. And he said, oh no. I actually asked him about that. I'm like, Steam doesn't actually make a way to do that with a public API, so I think I'm just uncomfortable doing that, but thank you for your offer. And they're like, oh, well, we created it as an extension, so it's completely client-side, so it's safe. Big Studio is currently using this tool. That was capital B, capital S, capital C, capital U. Big Studio is currently using this tool. Good and positive feedback. Also, they requested more features like storing their... Yeah, it was like, all right, no thank you. Not interested. Yeah, somebody's fallen for it. But please note, if you are using Steam keys and generating them, do not give them to people unless you want them to have a copy of your game that they can do whatever they want with, up to and including selling the game to someone else, regardless of how, on board Steam is with that process. Steam doesn't like that. They don't like the reselling through unauthorized key resellers, but there you go. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of hey, my stream does giveaways. I would like a copy of your game. It's like, I know all of these are scams because I didn't tell anyone about this game except for people I already knew. Yeah, playtesting keys, media keys. Honestly, just having a decent demo is fine. Like if someone's like, hey, I'd like to show your game off. I'm like, all right, I've got a demo ready for you. Check it out. I'd be happy to pop into your stream and see it. Maybe I'll do a giveaway in your stream, if you want to do something like that. And they're like, oh, no, I need a full key. Like, oh, really? Really do you now? Really do you now? I bet you do. Oh, that's neat. If you absolutely do have to use keys for like media stuff, you can include a note along with the email that has the key and just specify like, hey, I'm going to revoke this key in X amount of time. Like, if this key isn't claimed within 2 weeks, I'm actually going to have to revoke it on the Steam side. And that's basically saying like, hey, you need to use this key. If you sell this on a key reseller site, they are going to be stuck with a key that doesn't work, and you are going to get blacklisted from that site. So that's one way, but maybe they don't care. Let's see. Oh, if it happened. Oh man, yeah, that's true. Let's see. There was one really dumb one. Yeah, that had lots of people that were like, hey, yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, curator copy doesn't work for me. Sorry. Got to use the real one. Let's see here. Some people, like, once I mentioned, like, there is a demo, they just never messaged back. Because I didn't want to actually, like, just start absolutely, failing to actually respond to legitimate inquiries. But I don't think I got any legitimate inquiries. So there's that. Let's see. There was one. Oh, I cannot for the life of me find it. It was so funny. Oh yeah, there's lots of like, hey, I'm streamer a what would be a good example? I'm streamer Hillbilly Al, but then you look at the email address and it's actually hillbillyai@gmail.com. Like, you're Al, are you? I bet you are. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm such and such streamer. I bet you are. Yeah, curator copy doesn't work. Oh, is this the one? Is this the one? Oh man, I don't even have this. I don't even have this many of these emails. I wonder if I deleted it or something, in which case it's gone forever. Dang it, I'm gonna kick myself for not saving this email because it was so funny. It was like, hey, check out we'd like to feature you on our site. You know, if you give us a couple keys, of course, we'd like to feature you on our site. And I checked the site because I was like, okay, that's interesting. Let me check it out. And it looked like it was something like straight out of the late 90s, layout-wise. But more than 50% of the games that they were featuring, that they were advertising there, were of the adult-only variety of Steam games. I was like, I don't know if you saw what kind of game I got. This doesn't feel like this is the right place for pen pals. I hope. I really hope. Gosh. Well, that was a fun little jaunt down memory lane there. Whew. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. I found it. They were doing bundles. Open link. I really want to all right. Well, yeah, they've got bundles. There's nothing explicit. No explicit pictures. Lots of 3D rendered women. But nothing actually explicit. But dailyindiegame.com. There's so many bundles featuring such. Okay. This is a 99-cent bundle. It features things like Cyber Assault, Forrester, Five Nights at Backrooms Waifu Edition, Royal Booty Quest, and many more. What a bargain. Oh gosh. Alright. I'm closing that. Alright, there you go. There you go. Oh no. Oh, quit level. Did you guys know some of these levels actually had new music? Isn't that neat? Oh gosh. Give me undercurrents. We did some. I've run into an issue where I need to really rethink one of the major design pieces. Specifically how we're gonna handle moving platforms a little bit better. I was hoping to make it just nice and quick and easy, but it's gonna be a little bit more involved than that. We're getting a little bit of stormy weather. We're in for some later in the week, I think. A little bit of Nintendo power. You know what? Yeah. A different code thing. No, it's mostly just that I need to rethink how we're going to do. Here, I'm going to close this out. How we need to actually do something. Here, I'll show you actually what we've been working on tonight, just so you can see the idea at play here. Is that I've added these little gear things that we can interact with. We can kind of like attach our gear to it. Pachow. And then you can, well, that's not a good example, but like you can control things in the world with that. That is really silly that that is happening, but yeah, it moves things. Yeah. So we've already experimented a lot with that. We can do just about anything. Like we can make a block move up and down, side to side, go in a circle. Actually, can we make it go in a circle? Yes, we can make it go in a circle. We can make things spin around. All kinds of fun things. It's going to be very powerful. And the thing that I started working on after that was, hey, what if the gear was on top of the block? And the gear was moving with the block. And that works. You can make the gear and the block move together, but the player does not move with it. So right now, the problem is that the character cannot actually stand on moving platforms that move that way. And I need to figure out how we're going to make it work. Because, like, moving platforms into certain positions is fine, but I would also like to be able to, like, spin a gear to move a platform into the right position and then really quickly run to get to it so that I can ride it somewhere or something like that. Nintendo Power. Right, Nintendo Power. Hang on. Before we Nintendo Power, I've got a dumb idea. So many dumb ideas. Let's see here. Move this grassy block over. This is going to make a lot of sense. Don't worry. Let's see here. That. You guys, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. Hang on. I'll have this ready in like 4 minutes. This is a cool idea. Trust me. Okay. And then mesh instance. This is just, don't worry about it. Don't do anything. Hold on, don't do anything. Hold on. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna love it. Cool. Yep. Haha. Yes. Heck yes. Beautiful. And then all we have to do is say that it resets to 1. Reset is 1 over, and it's linear, and it takes 10 seconds. Okay, let's see if that works. All right, check it out. Oh gosh, I gotta get all the way to somewhere. Oh wait, this gear is way too high up. Oh gosh, I gotta get all the way over there. Oh, but it's so over there in the water. It's in the water. Oh, wait. Ooh. Go, 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 go! Ah! See, look! Video games! Video games! Video games! Video games! Video games! See? That's what we can do with this system. That's the kind of stuff we can do with this system. I slammed that out in 4 minutes. Because the system has been built in such a way that it's extensible, and you can do a lot of different cool things with it very quickly. Now, I don't think anything in the actual game is going to be quite so tight timer. I want it to be a little bit more forgiving. I don't know. Maybe we'll aim for something that's a little bit challenging. But yeah, all right. So there you go. That's a thing we can do. That's a thing we can do with this system. Video games. All right, let's end stream with the redeem. We've had a redeem to crack open the old Nintendo Powers. You're very welcome, Willow. I wanted to make sure the point was obvious. The problem we encountered is that when a platform is moving horizontally, the player does not go with it. The player just nothing in the game is telling the player that it needs to go with platforms it's standing on. Yeah, so he just kind of slides right off. So I need to think about how we're going to resolve that. There is something in the engine that'll do the trick, but we're gonna have to figure out how to make it work the way we want to. Oh yeah, we were gonna look at DKC3 tonight. Oh yeah, we'll definitely get it. We will definitely get it. It'll take a little bit of work. All right, let's see here. We want the big camera. Ah, yes. We are looking at, this is Nintendo Power Volume 92. That is from January of, who knows? Wait, it should be in the back. I keep forgetting. January 97. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. The cover on this little Star Wars promotional cover, they actually did multiple different covers for this issue. So apparently you had a different chance of getting different characters on the front. Neat. And if you had all 4 of them, they would link together into one big picture. What a fun idea. What a fun idea, Nintendo Power. Welcome in, anti-anonymous user. We're wrapping up the actual dev portion of the stream. We got a really solid feature, and now we've just had a channel point redeem to crack open a very old Nintendo Power magazine that I've had for, I guess, since I actually got it mailed to me in January 1997. This Nintendo Power magazine is older than some of the people in chat. What programming language am I using? I am using the game dev engine Godot. I'm using the language GDScript inside of that, and it is a learning process, but so far it's working pretty well. All right, so they were in the middle of a series on DKC3 by this issue. I love the old maps in these so much. These are so nice and fun. I'm gonna see if the camera will cooperate and focus on this at all. Not so much. See, Dupu could have really used this on during his race. Oh, this was actually looking at the Lost World, the kind of final secret world in this one, which had only 5 levels plus a boss. Never heard of it? Never heard of Godot? It's actually picking up a lot of speed lately. especially in the wake of the Unity's business decisions as of late have been a little bit worrisome. And so I think a lot of people are looking into alternate engines from Unity. I've seen a lot of people moving to Unreal. I've tried it a little bit. Godot is picking up a lot of speed just because it's open source, and that's pretty nice. That like if something is broken in it, you can just crack open the code and fix it yourself if you get impatient. I don't have any slip covers for these. No, they have been just carefully handled for the past 27 years. Got some of the other level maps here listed. These were 2 vertical levels in a row. Eesh. Rocket Rush was another gimmick. So many gimmick levels. So many gimmick levels in DKC3. And then a little tiny side blurb about the final boss in the game. Just that little green panel is all you get about the final boss. I'll just throw him in the margins. What is Magic Boy? Who the heck is Magic Boy? If you're a fan of action and puzzle packs, you want to try your luck at Magic Boy, a Super NES game that blends the best of both genres. Features vivid, colorful graphics and offers up a stiff challenge in 1 or 2 player mode, all in a magical combination from JVC. There are some maps. It looks a little bit similar to, like, just the size of the maps and the type of platforming, very reminiscent of DK94. And then we have Casper for what am I looking at? This doesn't look great. Okay, this was a movie tie-in. This was a tie-in with that awful CGI Casper movie from the late 90s. Because why not? SNES. There you go. Boy, it's really hard. I know the pictures don't show up very well on the camera, but I want to assure you there's not that much detail in these screenshots to begin with. Like, I cannot tell you what's happening here. That is a mess of an image. Sure. Oh, here we go. All right, Arena. These are your challenges to see if you can solve it. You'll notice a Mario 64 there. All right, you might have found 100 coins in Big Boo's Haunt, but have you found all the coins in the entire level? You have the cool chart on the back of the poster in volume 90, so you know there are more than 150. Search every spooky nook and cranny in the haunted house and stomp on all the enemies, then take a photo of your high score and send it to the arena. First top 20 coin collectors win 4 superpower stamps each. And then a few others. Wave Race 64, time trial. Also, DKC3 had a time trial mode as well, weirdly. Ooh. Twisted challenges. From these are reader submitted challenges. Can you defeat Ganon in Link to the Past using the green armor, blue shield, the lamp instead of the fire rod, and no fairies or potions? That's a good challenge, Travis Small from Owings, Maryland. Can you defeat Bahamut and Azura in Final Fantasy II without using the wall spell? I don't know if I ever really used the wall spell much, because I don't think I knew what it did at the time. These are some serious challenges. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, I guess you don't need it. Oh. That makes sense. Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy. Let's see. Yeah, this one right here. What a weird thing. These were just like very... They weren't really their own thing. They were very much trying to just be, it's DKC2 but portable. And I don't know, it didn't work great. Oh, this is just a big list of how to beat the bosses in 8 different games. Oh man. Okay, all right, so we got the big now playing at the end of the issue where they talk about scores for different games. They were not appreciative of Cruisin' 64's use of billboarding to do its 3-dimensional art. Things, flat objects, that's a minus. Casper, poor hit detection. Ooh. Magic Boy, the happy Caribbean music will drive you nuts. Well, now I gotta know. Hold on now. All right. Happy Boy, SNES, OST. That's Hook. Why am I getting Hook when I'm searching for Happy Boy? Come on, YouTube. You know I want Happy Boy. They're not Aladdin. I don't see anything about Happy Boy on YouTube. Nothing. We'll never get to know. We'll never get to know how happy it was. For the game Happy Boy, like the editor's decision is that it's not great. SNES long play of Magic Boy. Oh, why was I saying Happy Boy? Well, there you go. Hang on. Why was I saying Happy Boy? I'm a happy boy. There we go. View full playlist. Opening stage. It's probably going to be the Sandland that's got the Caribbean music, right? Or the Wet World. Plastic Place. Lay it on me. Yeah. All right. I don't know if I would call it Caribbean music, but okay. Game Boy games. And a whole segment on Game Boy games. Weirdly enough. Belmont and Revenge, Tiny Toons, Track and Field, Pack-Watch coming up. Turok and Company. Oh my gosh, Turok on the N64. Do you guys remember? I don't remember how I felt about Turok. I vaguely remember it being really hard for a young Dobbs. And a lot of that was like the very low draw distance to make 3D possible. Everything was extremely foggy. Oh, Clay Fighters is upcoming as well. That's gotta look forward to Clay Fighters 63 and what do they call it? I don't think they had the actual title in this one yet. Oh, they were gonna call it Clay Fighter Extreme? Oh wait, no, the producer of Clay Fighter Extreme and Interplay took some time to show us how the N64 title. Oh no, it was called Clay Fighter Extreme. Oh, that's a fun little tidbit for you. Before it was called Clay Fighter 63 and a third, or whatever they landed on eventually. Next episode, or next issue, Harvest Moon on the Super Nintendo. It looks very Stardew Valley. Gosh, there's so many. Everybody wants to get their hands on that genre right now. Come on. Harvest Moon? What kind of name is that? All right. Well, we got some stuff done tonight, guys. Tomorrow I'll do some work on I'll do some work off stream on trying to figure out a good solution for moving platforms. Moving platforms on their own would not be hard to create. Getting them to work in the system, however, that will be a little bit tricky. I will come up with something. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching tonight. This has been a lot of fun. We got some work done. We got some work in. Once we get this whole system working, I want to try the triplanar stuff is not great. We'll come up with something good for that. But yeah, it's coming along. Everybody, have a wonderful night. I'll be back Wednesday. See you then. Night, everybody.